Charitable organization Gift of the Givers has continued its rollout of assistance to health facilities in the Eastern Cape. In the latest move, they've refurbished doctors' accommodation in Bisho with a view to keeping medical professionals in that region. Imtiaz Sooliman is with Gift of the Givers. Dr. Sooliman, good evening, and thank you so much for your time. Let's talk about this accommodation that you have set up for doctors. What purpose is it meant to play?
Good evening, Kathy. Compliments of the year to you, Stephen, and all the team at Newzroom, and all your viewers. We've put up a 120-bed facility at Bisho Hospital, a dedicated COVID-19 facility. Now, remember, the more beds you put up, the more staff you require. And when we were speaking to the CEO, Sister Pumla, she said in all confidence that she is losing out. And we asked why, what happened? She says because they don't have respectable accommodation or decent accommodation, a lot of the new doctors, interns, the service students come there, and they don't last more than 24, 48 hours. They move to another hospital. And at this time, when it's critical that we have the capacity to deal with so many patients, we need staff. So we asked, do you have a building here we could look at and maybe do it up for them? So we were shown two buildings. We selected the first one. We looked at the second one also. And in December, our teams came to work because she said the new doctors will be in January. And we looked at the building, and through Christmas and New Year, we worked, and we had it ready for the doctors to move in today. So it's basically to provide additional staff for the hospital, and also not only for COVID-19. Once COVID-19 is gone, for future, any doctors that come, there is accommodation to benefit the hospital.
How much has all of this cost, Dr. Sooliman?
It cost us 3 million for this upgrade. And the team before that, a few weeks before that, had worked in Settlers. Again, there we found 2 wards, which we upgraded, but a high care facility, 20-point oxygen high care facility for 20 COVID patients at a cost of 750,000. Again, an investment that's of huge value for the medical teams, the CEOs, as well, more importantly, of all the patients coming to the facility.
This is not the only project you're involved in. There are quite a number of them that you've been rolling out, especially in the Eastern Cape. Where does all this money come from? Because ultimately, you need to be able to have a healthy bank balance in order to do the kind of work that you're doing, Dr. Sooliman.
Well, all thanks to South Africans. You know, money has come from South Africans, and we must say the corporates have been really, really good on this. In this project, COVID-19, the corporates have been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, never in our history do we get corporates calling us in January, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of January, even in January month as a whole. Already the calls are pouring in, wanting to know what else can we do. As South Africans, we all got to stand together, and corporates have been calling us to say we need to support. We've seen the infrastructure projects. We've seen that the CPAP machines we've rolled out. We've seen all the PPEs we've delivered. We've seen all the other changes being done and the beds and everything being provided. And more importantly, our staff and their families are telling us of the difference it's making on the ground. We need to support you more. So as the corporates, it's ordinary South Africans, everybody doing, whether it's 10 Rand, 50 Rand, 100 Rand, everybody who can afford it or digging into their pocket want to make a difference because this benefits South Africans as a whole.
It's certainly good to hear that corporates are coming to the party in the way that they are, because it also suggests that they want this country to get through this moment so that, you know, people can effectively get back to work. So when it comes then to some of the work that you're still going to be rolling out, in a situation like the Eastern Cape, where you've been focusing a large bulk of your resources over the last couple of months, does it mean that it's corporates within the Eastern Cape, or are these just national companies that are saying, here's money, take it to where it's most desperately needed?
Well, that's a very good question. We expected that corporates in the Eastern Cape will come on in a bigger way, and we thought the other corporates from Gauteng and Western Cape will not be interested. Strangely, it's the corporates in Johannesburg and in Cape Town that have come forward in large numbers to benefit the Eastern Cape. And it's no more a territorial thing or a geographical thing, because we're all affected in some way or other. Workers come from the Eastern Cape to Joburg or Cape Town. People move to the different provinces from other areas. So equally, disease is spreading all across the country. There's only one common objective. You've got a good project, you can save lives, we want to do whatever we can to help.
Are you finding that there has been an improvement, however, when it comes to the situation in the Eastern Cape, which you've been so vocal about, including just some of the levels of hunger that you've seen people experience and have to go through there?
The hunger hasn't stopped. The hunger is going to get even worse, because as the time has passed, many more people have lost their jobs. The economy is starting slowly. Money in the Eastern Cape used to come from people working in Joburg and Cape Town. And now a lot of them have lost their jobs. And also the small jobs people are doing, there's no business to support giving people handouts or a small salary or a small wage or a tip or something, be the waiter. And remember, December was a peak period where we expected, holiday makers to come. The beaches closed for good reason. You can't blame government for that, for good reason. And because of that, the tourism industry virtually collapsed. There's no foreign tourists like what you would get in December normally every year. All that income is gone. So from the food point of view, it's critical. And also the schools are closed. So there's no feeding scheme for those kids who get food at schools. So the hunger situation is really, really critical. And the 350, I don't think is going to come anymore. There's just not much funding left for that. So yes, from the food point of view, it's an absolute crisis. From the medical point of view, it looks like the numbers are starting to stabilize and starting to come down. But there's still a lot of people dying. That's a big problem.
All right, Dr. Imtiaz Sooliman of Gift of the Givers. Let's leave it there for tonight.